Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into the unsung heroes of your body, your lungs. Now, you've been using them literally since the second you were born, right? But how well do you actually know them? Let's find out.
So think about this kind of counterintuitive proverb for a second. If you know you have lungs, it means you're in trouble. It sounds weird, but when they're working perfectly, they're completely invisible to your conscious mind. But the exact moment you actually start feeling your breathing, when that effortless action becomes a conscious struggle, well, that means your lungs are already facing a pretty serious challenge. Here's our quick roadmap for this explainer. We'll be looking at our unsung heroes, the invisible threats they face, some simple breathing exercises, dangerous lung diseases, and finally, protecting your future. All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, our unsung heroes, working tirelessly from birth. It is absolutely incredible to think about the sheer scale of their power. Your lungs actually have 8 times the capacity you need while just sitting and working at your desk job. 8 times. But because of this massive reserve capacity, we kind of take their hard work totally for granted. But listen, if you find yourself getting winded from just a little bit of running around, or maybe climbing a flight of stairs at the office, pay attention. That's actually a tiny, early warning sign of impending trouble. Your lungs are basically begging for a little bit of active maintenance.
Which brings us to Section 2, the invisible threats: dust, pollution, and trapped air.
Okay, so this brings us to a really serious condition called emphysema. See, we're constantly exposed to dust, toxins, and pollution out in the world, right? And over time, those pollutants can seriously damage the delicate tissues inside our lungs. The real problem kicks in when your air sacs lose their elasticity. It's like they can fill up with air when you inhale just fine, but they fail to completely deflate when you exhale. Because they can't push outward properly, carbon dioxide actually gets trapped inside them. This leaves absolutely no room to store fresh oxygen for your blood, making every single breath feel like an exhausting trial. And to truly grasp the sheer scale of this threat, we are talking about 2.5 to 3 million of your delicate air sacs, the alveoli, being at risk from these toxins. Literally millions. Without you even realizing it, millions of these tiny, crucial structures might already be facing these invisible dangers every single day.
So imagine your lungs just desperately trying to force out that stale air. You might think you've exhaled completely, but actually, scratch that, you probably haven't. It's a lot like the lingering smoke that just keeps escaping a smoker's lips even after they think they've totally finished exhaling a puff. To actually get this trapped air out, try pursing your lips really tight, think of a wrinkled grandmother's purse, and physically force out that remaining breath. Go ahead and try it sometime. You will be shocked to find that there was still stale air hiding inside.
Moving on to Section 3, simple breathing exercises, activating the lower lungs for optimal health. Now, there is a really stark mechanical contrast in how we actually breathe. When we breathe normally, the air easily reaches the top part of our lungs. No problem there. The real issue is the lower part of the lungs, resting right down there just above your stomach. We've got to consciously shift from that shallow upper chest breathing to deep, lower lung breathing if we truly want to help our bodies and bring fresh oxygen down to those neglected areas.
So here is a specific, highly actionable standing exercise you can do right now. First, go stand in some fresh air. Start breathing in slowly, little by little, right through your nose. But here's the trick. Try really hard not to let your upper chest expand. Instead, I want you to intentionally direct that fresh air deep down into the lower area above your stomach, where that stagnant air loves to get trapped. With just a little bit of practice, you're going to become an absolute expert at activating this neglected part of your lungs. Or alternatively, here is an awesome exercise you can do right in bed. Lie perfectly flat on your back and completely relax your entire body from head to toe. Do a quick check. Are your teeth clenched? Is your neck feeling stiff? Are your toes curled up? Just loosen everything up. Close your eyes and mouth and inhale slowly through your nose, really filling that lower stomach area. Hold it for as long as you can, then slowly exhale through your mouth until you are completely empty. If you do this with total focus, repeating the cycle just 3 or 4 times, it might actually put you right into a deep, peaceful sleep, all while revitalizing those stagnant air sacs. A total win-win. That takes us into Section 4, dangerous lung diseases. The unseen pathogens lurking in the background. You see, these unseen pathogens love to exploit weakened lungs. Take tuberculosis, for example.
While traditional TB is now largely curable as long as you have strict care and precaution, the landscape has entirely changed. We are now facing something called MDR-TB, or multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. This is a highly dangerous, deadly strain where the germs literally just ignore the medicine. Standard drugs don't affect them at all, which makes these infections incredibly dangerous and so much harder to treat.
And then, of course, there's pneumonia. When these specific germs enter your lungs, they act like a suffocating blockade. They flood those millions of tiny air sacs we talked about earlier with fluid and dangerous secretions. This essentially paralyzes that part of your lung, creating a massive roadblock for your breathing and causing severe fever and infection. It's a situation that requires immediate medical intervention with antibiotics to clear the airway before the damage becomes permanent. Finally, let's wrap up with Section 5, protecting your future, the daily choices that define your breath.
The numbers here are honestly terrifying. Smoking is an absolute catastrophe for your respiratory system. It doesn't just attack your lungs, it dumps over 200 distinct toxins straight into your body. 200. It is the leading cause of cancer, chronic asthma, and that persistent, really damaging cough. But perhaps the most sobering fact of all is this. On average, smoking literally steals a full decade, 10 whole years, from your total lifespan. If you're experiencing shortness of breath or a chronic cough right now, please quit today. Do it before tomorrow becomes unnecessarily difficult.
At the end of the day, your lungs are quite literally your lifeline. Without breath, well, the whole shebang just stops. Fresh air is life, while polluted air is a slow death. So, I want to leave you with this question. What are you going to do today? Are you going to step outside, relax your shoulders, and take a deep, life-giving breath to protect your unsung heroes?